Washington Democrats decried the Health and Human Services Department for cutting health funds. It's not quite what you think. Welcome to the Jason Rantz Show, presented by None Better Tax Resolution. Attorney General Nick Brown joined a coalition of 24 states this week in suing the Department of Health and Human Services, along with its secretary, RFK, for abruptly terminating billions in public health grants to the states. Washington will lose about $159 or so million in grant cancellations. Now, Washington Democrats say this puts critical health programs in deep jeopardy. Maybe, but they're not being honest about the funds. You see, the grants that were cut were COVID-related grants. They were intended to supplement Washington State Department of Health for just a short amount of time, not forever. For example, about $20 million in funding was for COVID vaccine immunizations. Another $3 million was for initiatives to address COVID-19 health disparities among high-risk and underserved populations. The state of Washington used the COVID grants for other purposes, like local care coordinators who assist individuals in applying for unemployment benefits or subsidized housing and SNAP. They might be programs that are worthy of funding, but what do they have to do with COVID? Nothing. You see, the state ended, for example, the Caravan program as a result of these cuts. But that was funded for support during COVID. They just decided to change the program's goals since they kept getting the money. In fact, the pandemic ended years ago, but Washington kept taking the money. Now, you can argue that the mechanism by which the funds were cut is problematic. Maybe. They didn't cover this topic on Ally McBeal, so I can't be an expert on it. But we're being sold misinformation from Democrats and their media allies. They're going to have you think that it's the Trump administration that's stealing from health programs, when the reality is it was the Washington Department of Health that was stealing from the federal government. I sat down with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Tell me a little bit about the Fresh Start program, because again, based on how it's promoted, it seems really, really simple.
This Fresh Start program and that phrase has been around for many, many, many years now. But it's a great marketing tool to say, hey, fresh start. And in a way, for those that qualify, it is. What it essentially is an offer in compromise. And to get that, there's two main criteria a person must qualify for. One, they must have limited or no equity in assets. So generally, anyone in the Puget Sound region that owns a home and has for several years, they're going to have a lot of equity. They won't qualify. And the other is an income level. And that all depends upon your family size about how much income that could be. But both of those standards need to be met to qualify. Most people do not.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn of None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967. Or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution. Did you like that commentary? Make sure you subscribe to the podcast of The Jason Rantz Show. Get it at KTTH.com or wherever it is you download your podcasts.